I see you all popping in the chat, or those of you that are popping in the chat. You hear me and see me okay, let me know so we can get started. I'm so happy that you're able to join. I don't know what your weather's like, but it's actually a pretty beautiful day here in Maryland. So I think it's chilly, like 50, but sunny, and I can hear all the kids playing outside, which is so nice. Oh, thank you. Yes, I went natural. This is actually, if I put a little love into the hair, it's actually this curly, like, but I just normally don't. But thank you. It's actually going to be wearing it a lot more like this. Good. See and hear me great. Loving everyone sharing where they're from. Blonde Cards, is it from Ireland? So happy you can join. Oh, good morning from Australia. Yay, I'm so happy because I know our European folks, it's late right now, but I like to do the evening classes sometimes for our Australian, New Zealand crafty friends, because I know the time difference is really bad when I do my 12 o'clock. So glad you can be here. Canada, Oregon, Florida, Carolinas. Oh, so great. So if you're watching the replay, you can skip ahead, but I'm just going to chat with folks in the live chat right now. Thank you for the compliments. You're all so kind. And thank you for the love on my classes. I saw a few comments in there that you're really enjoying the classes. That just warms my heart, makes me so happy. I do want to say, though, oh, it's 9 p.m. in Ireland. Thanks for sharing that. I don't know if I shared this with you, Blonde Cards and Crafts, but I visited Ireland twice back in like 07 when I was stationed out in England, and I just fell in love. Like, it really is like what 40 Shades of Green, they say. It's so pretty. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know I love your country. I hope to go back one day. Yay, UK. Okay, very good. So I am really happy to be spending this time with you today. As I say, and it'll never get lost on me, time is our most precious resource. We never get it back. And so for you to choose to spend it with us together tonight, that just means everything to me. So thank you for being here. I want to just talk about a couple things before we get into it. The first thing is my March class for registration, you have to register for, is coming up next Saturday. And I want to let anyone who's had an issue signing up, getting like the spinning wheel, the company is aware of it. It's not just my site. So they're looking into it. What they recommend is that you clear your cache, and you can Google how to do that. It's very simple. And you can try to re-sign up again if you're having trouble. If you continue to have trouble, please do let me know. So I just want to let everybody know about that. And if you haven't signed up yet, we'd love to have you. So let me just throw this sign up link in the chat. Not everyone was getting the spinny thing, just a few people, but I just wanted to make sure you knew that it wasn't just you. So yes, okay. All right, so, oh, you're on the West Coast of Ireland. Oh, very good. We drove all the way around, I think, or close to. So my mom came out to visit, and then when my sisters came, we went to Dublin. So that was a lot of fun. All right, so I just put the class link in the chat, so you can check out that. I read in the chat a couple of people are tired from Scrapbook Fest or SBC Fest yesterday. I'm sure that's a lot of crafting in one day, but the replay is up. So I'm going to actually put this in the chat as well. This is the replay to SBC Fest. If you want to go ahead and save that, you can go back to it anytime and watch what they did yesterday. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah, you're already signed up, Karen. Woohoo! Oh, you just signed up. Michelle, you just signed up and you had no problems, I presume. So that's good. That's good. Like I said, it's not everybody. Yeah, SBC Fest. I didn't catch all of it. I caught I caught a little bit of Gina K's and a little bit of the gentleman. And I'm so sorry, I forget his name. But that was, yeah, it was a lot in one day. So those of you not crafting tonight, that's okay. Come hang out, we can chat. Those of you that don't want to follow along, of course, no big deal. Pull out what you're working on and just take some time for yourself to create today. Justin, thank you, Jenny. What else do I have to tell you before we start? Oh, I have gotten a lot of requests, which is so great. People are interested in the All Access Pass 2025, which is the 10 live replay classes we did last year. It doesn't include the holiday party. And so I opened up that 50% off coupon until Monday. And so I wanted to just share that. If anyone didn't grab it last time, back by popular demand, I'm opening up that 50% off coupon again. So if you do want to grab that, you'll get all the resources, all the bonus material, every 10 of the classes, and it'll be 50% off. So I think it turns out to be about $17.50 for all of that. So I'll put that in the link. And then what else? I think the last thing I wanted to share is just bookmark. I did update the supply list in the description of this video. So whatever I show today, most likely 90% of it, 99% of it is going to be already listed there. I tried to organize myself today a little bit better than when I do these impromptu lives. So that will be in the description. But in case you need to restock on supplies, I always encourage you to find a crafter and that's on YouTube and use their affiliate links. I'm going to throw mine in the chat if you wanted to bookmark my website page. That helps support the channel, and the companies just give a little bit of a commission back. Okay. Everything's packed for a move. Going to be several weeks before everything makes it here. Oh, I remember those days. I remember those days. Being months, actually, for us, depending on where we were moving to without our stuff. Which also, can I just say, you realize you don't really need as much as you have? Can I say that? Because that definitely was the case for me. Sometimes it was just too much. I just, it wouldn't be so terrible if the boat just tipped it all over. That's terrible. But anyway, okay. So So thank you, Debbie. I'm glad you think they're a steal. Yay. Let's talk about what we are going to do today. I wanted to use a stencil that has been staring at me for a couple weeks, and I wanted to do something simple. I didn't want to do anything too extravagant. I'm not going to teach you necessarily any new techniques, quote unquote, but I do have a lot of tips to share. So we'll get started with that. And then we have a question from Patricia. What if you have some of the classes, will it show up twice? Not really. So you'll have your class separate, like the separate one you bought in your classroom, but the all access pass, I actually went in and bundled it all. So you'll only see like the all access pass thumbnail in your classroom. And then when you click on that, all the modules will be the classes. So you won't see it like blowing up your classroom with a whole bunch of duplicates. No. Great question. Thank you for that. Okay. Any other questions? Pop them in there. Thank you for putting that in all caps. Adie is so good about reminding me to do that when she's here. So if you put just even the word question in all caps, I can catch it, especially when I'm by myself. All right. So I don't have anything else to link for you. If you do want any of those 4 links that I just shared again, do let me know and we'll make sure we get that. I get that over to you. I say we, but I'm solo tonight. Let's see. Adia took her SATs today, the official one, first time. She took her PSAT last year. So she's did that this morning. She's now doing her nails. So that's where we're at. Okay. Yay, you bought the ticket, Linda. So glad you're coming. Very good. Easy peasy signing up. Thanks, Michelle. All right. I'm going to flip over. Oh, wait. You know what? Before I get into that, I do want to talk a little bit about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is mental health. So I'm working on doing another free version of the Creative Calm. I think it's going to be free. I think that's where we're at right now, for now. And so if you missed it, Creative Calm, you can go to my website and still sign up for the last year's one. We did a lot of sessions, 30 minutes. We capped it at 30 minutes. And that was just a way for us to reconnect with our craft, with our supplies, with our creative time. I also talked about a mental health topic in each of those sessions. So it was sort of bite-sized because we don't always have a lot of time. And they were live, but then you had access to the replays. And so I'm working on the next Creative Calm, but it's so near and dear to me because I'm actually doing my dissertation on creative, how the a creative practice helps you with reclaiming identity and mental health. So it's really important to me academically and in my own personal life. And so, yay, some fans of Creative Calm. I love that so much. But I just want to encourage you to take time for that. You know, the world is a little heavy if you immerse yourself into what what we're fed on the news. And it can weigh a lot. And when we're in here with our sessions together, I always want to encourage us to kind of put all that down. And it is not only okay to do that, but it's really important that you do that. So if you've heard me say this before, then another reminder is always good. I need them myself. And so you can just kind of put that down. Let's just create and chat and have fun. And last night I was feeling a little anxious. And so I had some new markers. I think I forget who makes them, but I had some like watercolor markers, and I stamped out some images on a piece of watercolor cardstock. I sat in my bed. I watched a movie. Have you seen it? It's called Mirror with Two Faces with the singer, the great lady. What's her name? Barbara Streisand. So I just sat there and watched a cute little movie, colored, and my coloring's not great, and that's okay. And I'm going to show it to you. There's one I did like, but I was playing with them. I was practicing. So when you get a new supply, you need to just kind of get your hands in there, get your hands dirty, and just start seeing what they do. They're very, very concentrated. So that was another thing. I didn't have all my supplies to kind of water them down. And so I wanted to share with you just my process. Yes, I'm on YouTube. And yes, I share a lot of techniques. I learn more from you than you'll ever learn from me. But my point to that is you got to keep trying new things. And so I would love to have a better handle on coloring. And I think it's fun. I think it's whimsical. And so I just was playing with them. You know, I noticed that they're so concentrated. They were bleeding if I had too much water. But after doing all of this, I took to this, and I love the way that turned out. So it's just sort of like an evolutionary process of watching yourself see something new, learn something. It's a new product, practice, play. What does it do? Pay attention, and then go for it, right? So I just want to encourage you all to absolutely do that. Thanks, Blonde's Cards and Crafts. I appreciate that. I believe it's overrated too. Nothing in life is perfect, so I don't even know why that's a thing. Yes, okay, some of you saw the movie as well. It is a great movie. It's so cute. I really had a lot of twists. I didn't expect all those twists. It's on Netflix if you want to check it out. But I just love Barbara Streisand too. I just think she's great. So that was fun. All right. So what are we doing today? Let's talk about, I'm actually sitting down, which is new for me. That's probably why my head looks so low. But I'm also testing out some equipment. We made some changes. So anyway, looks clear to me. So I think we're good. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to use a stencil, and we're just going to do some stamping. Who doesn't love stamping? I don't find myself doing a lot of it lately. I do a lot of dies. And so I thought I would have some fun with some stamping, and we're going to have some fun with ink blending and stenciling. So let me talk to you about what we're doing here with this card. Okay, so I have a stencil from scrapbook.com. It's called Outdoors. Other companies make something similar, but it's really brilliant, the companies that make it like this, where you get multiple stencils in one, because I just find, look, they've used the central space of this stencil, which I just thank you because it's useful. But you have curved grass, you have flat grass here, you have this cloud set over here. I'm going to show you what they look like. And then you have this very bumpy cloud here. You have a sun rays, and then I thought this was the moon, but I'm pretty sure it's the earth. Yeah, Gina K has one similar. It's sold out at scrapbook.com, but I put some of those like items in the description too. So this right now only comes with the Scrapbook SBC Fest crafter who used the bundle. I think they're going to release it on its own after SBC Fest is over, which was yesterday. So we should see that. But this to me is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stencils in one. So that's great. So that's what we're going to be using today. All right. You made it, Sue. Never late. You're here. That's all that matters. Yes. Okay. Oh, a moon. See, I thought it was the moon, but I'll show you, and then you can determine because I didn't think it was the earth, because how can you make it blue and green? Anyway, let's take a look at what some of the results are for this. So this right here is going to be the shorter end of the stencil here. All right. And then I'm only showing you this in case you're interested in this stencil, so you know what you're getting. And then this is the flat edge of the grass. Do not underestimate the power of multicolors, because look at the depth of that grass. I use Twisted Citron, I use Mowed Lawn, and then Rustic Wilderness. And so love it, right? So that's the one example. This is the clouds right here. Look at how fun that is. Oh, I can make a million cards with just these clouds. Yeah. Oh, it could be clouds. Yeah, that's right. Across the sun too. That's true. Yep. So aren't they pretty? And you can imagine, I've seen people do this in rainbow colors just for fun. So that's really pretty. That's the larger clouds. This right here is the curved grass. So that's cute. I chose to do a lighter one up here, almost like a shadowy, and then the front one is darker. And then this is the flat grass on a portrait. Yeah. All the colors are, the colors for the clouds is speckled egg. And so it's just one color. And that's listed, all the colors I'm going to use today are listed in the description. Okay, so there's that one. And then what else we got? Oh, here we got the sun right here. And then what do you think that is? If you know what it's intended to be, tell me, because I didn't watch her video. So I'm curious. I could see it be, I mean, it doesn't look like the Earth's land. I don't know what continent that is. So that's why I thought it was the moon. Anyway, let me know what you think. Yeah, Heidi, I love the clouds too. They're so pretty. Okay, question from Susan, sorry. I may have missed it, but what colors did you use for the clouds? Speckled egg. I used speckled egg for that. A moon. All right, it's a moon. I think it's a moon too. It looks strange to me. Me too, sweet Sarah. I was a little perplexed by that. I think if I went in with the sun over it, so like if I go back in with the circle over it and then just kind of soften that white starkness with some light gray, maybe that'll like give the 2 dimensions colors of the moon. I don't know. Yeah, I think the moon too. All right, well, it's a little, we don't know. But we're going to use it anyway. We're going to have fun. We're not going to use that one, but all right, so this is what we're going to make. All right, very similar to this. I might change up a few elements, and that's fine. But guess what I did, everyone? You better buckle up for this. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I finished the inside. Can you believe it? I never do that. I never put anything in the inside. So that's my win for the day. Okay, question. Tried signing up for All Access Pass. System continues to buffer. Yeah. Yeah, Kay. I mentioned that in the beginning that this Thrivecart is aware of it. And so one thing they recommend is to clear your cache. If you Google, how do I clear my cache, CACHE, it will give you instructions. You can try it again after that, or you can just give it a go tomorrow. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. I know, right? Well, I couldn't believe I did it myself. Oh, thank you. Who's that? Ursula? Ursulette. Ursulette. Thank you. Okay. I'm just reading things. Okay, so good. So that's what we're going to do. Any questions on that? I never decorate the insides, but I think that it's fun. I kind of liked doing it. Will I be doing that in the future? I think it's a little fun surprise to like have it match the outside and you open it up and it's like, what? The pops of color that I used for the glitter, that is going to be in champagne. Oops, I think I linked gold in the description. But if you click the gold and then find champagne. But yes, that's the champagne one right here. It's really pretty. It's one of my favorites. Oh, you do the envelope as well. What a nice additional touch for sure that you add that to the envelopes. All right. So what are we going to do? All right. I have my cardstock labeled. We're going to use Bristol Smooth cardstock. Oh, is it called cash? I thought it was fancy like a French word. Just clear your cache. Okay, it's pronounced cash. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to use Bristol Smooth. Now, a couple things when you're doing a lot of ink blending, you want to make sure that you're not like touching your Bristol Smooth too much. Sometimes you can get a nice, good, oily fingerprint on there, and then you can't ink blend over it. So just be cognizant of that. Then we're going to use, this is just my base. I'm going to put that aside. And then we're going to start with the clouds. Now, a couple things, here's a tip. First tip I want to share with you. Whenever you're stenciling borders or really anything, you can get 2 stencils out of 1. And so you can stencil it this way, and then you can clean this off and flip it over. And now you have the opposite side. But because they made this so big, I can actually move the stencil around so that I don't necessarily have to do that, right? I want to try to stay on the paper where we can see this. I don't want to, I don't want to go too far off, because then what? So just keep that in mind. But that's what's great about the longer side of the stencils. Okay. So I'm going to use speckled egg. Now you can use a variety of different colors for this. A stormy sky was a little bit too stormy. I wanted a more sunny sky, so I went with the speckled egg. And I didn't want to go with like salty ocean or anything too bright blue. And so this was a good, what I wanted for my look. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my ink blending brush right here, and I am going to start ink blending. So I have my stencil here. You can definitely get your grip mat, have it all hold in place. That's fine. I say this now, I don't really need to, and then it's going to slip on me. That's okay. So I'm going to start like this, and I'm going to start close to the edge so that I can kind of move my stencil along, and I'll go to the top here. So Sandy has wavy hair, and I have a goal to look like yours. Oh, well, let me know, because I could tell you, send me an email. I'll tell you what we bought. Adia has curly hair, as if you know Adia, you know that. And she bought some really good stuff. And I was like, let me try to use her technique. And so she showed me how to do it, and the curls were curling. And I was like, oh my goodness. Usually it's just kind of frizzy and wavy. And so I was diffusing and everything. So she leveled me up, that girl. Okay. You just bought a new car, Suzanne. Well, congratulations. That's fun. When I'm doing this, I want to focus the dark like the shaded part, the darker part of my ink blending right above the stencil. And the reason for that is because that's sort of how it would lie naturally in the air, in the clouds, because you would have sort of like, if the clouds are stacking, they'll be a little darker. Okay. You don't have to overthink this. You can do whatever you want, but that's sort of what I would do. So then just like that, I'm going to show you, because it seems like my camera is like washing it out, but we have that nice subtle look. Oh, Kathleen, thank you. Actually, let me stop there. Kathleen just made me think of something. You don't need this stencil. You can take a pair of scissors and you can just cut a cloud out. You can also use a cloud die if you have one. You can use a scallop die, die cut. You can use, those are the main things. So you can either create your own, or maybe use a die that you already have. So you don't need this particular stencil. Thank you, Kathleen, for making me remember that. Oh, thank you, Susan. Okay. All right. So I'm going to shift this stencil a little bit, and I'm going to move it down, and then we're just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to start from the stencil, and I love that the stencil does give me enough space so I'm not like getting ink in any of the other stencil parts, open parts. I'm holding this pretty strong because I don't want it to slip. Now, the lighter I go, you're going to see you can go dark, but I like to go light. And remember, you don't want to go all the way into your other cloud, or else you're just going to lose the white cloudness of it. Okay. Official scientific terms. There we go. And you can start dark and go lighter, or start light and go darker. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to shift again. I try not to go over. Here's an example. I try not to go over too much into the other area of color. I did, as you can see here, a little bit, and that's why I try not to do that. So I try to give it enough space. What I mean by that is, here's the top of this stencil, and here's the bottom of that color. I don't want it to go over it, if that makes sense, okay? That's my own personal preference. The bottom is the moon, Jenny says, from Megan Andrews' thing. Okay, that's what my initial thought was. It was the moon. But when I stenciled it on, it looked a little wonky. So I think I'm going to do what I've said before and just kind of put the gray like a lighter gray or something in there, just to kind of, so it's not so stark white. Otherwise, I don't know what that is. You know, it doesn't look like what it is. Okay. All right, and then you can stop whenever you want. I'm going to go back to the beginning here, and I'm going to do one more. This is crafting. It is not like realistic art goals. So you can leave the rest of your card panel white, or you can go and put a little bit of that blue down into this white area. It's up to you. If you see my, I'm probably going to go one more layer. See right here on my card design, you can see it better on the thumbnail. But I went down to about here. And so you can cover this with a little bit of that speckled egg, but you don't have to. I'm going to do one more layer down here. Okay, we have a top tip. I used a laminated sheet and then cut out a cloudy edge on one side, hills on the other. It works great. You just made your own. There you go. Saved yourself some moolah. Probably most of us can if we have big stashes. We can just make our own. I love that. Thanks for sharing. You know me. I hope you know me. I'm more about being creative than I am about collecting supplies. I want us to just get in there and be creative. It's so good for us. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Oh, really happy with that. That looks so pretty. Okay, I'm going to do a little cleanup here, and then we're going to move on to the grass. It does. I mean, you have a lot of clouds. It really does look like a nice little rainy day. Where am I at? Where's my, here we go. Feels weird sitting down. It's nice though. I feel more relaxed. Let's get some of that ink off there. What do you all use to clean up your stuff? Do you use paper towels, baby wipes, a microfiber cloth? What's your go-to? I love that these are black now, honestly. I don't know, this is such a corny thing, but seeing it get all dirty just makes me think it's not working. This way, it's invisible. The dirt is invisible, or the ink. Okay, I think I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off, actually. Microfiber cloth, yeah. I like that. Yeah, and I actually, the reason I do love the microfiber cloth, I love the chamois. I think they're called chamois. But you always have to re-wet them, and I always forget, and then I'm already in the groove, and I'm like, who's got time for re-wetting a chamois? Okay, so now we're going to go to grass. So I'm going to flip this around. And when you're doing this, just think about how much grass you want. I'm going to mimic my example card, and I'm going to use about that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 3 colors here. I have Twisted Citron, then I have Mowed Lawn, and then Rustic Wilderness. Those are going to be my 3 colors for my grass. Okay, I'm going to just use the same brush. Okay, I'm not going to change out brushes. And the only thing I would recommend, if you decide to do that as well, that before, when you're done with the Twisted Citron, because I'm going to start light and make my way to the Rustic Wilderness, I don't go back to Twisted Citron without wiping off my brush. Just keep that in mind so you don't contaminate it. All right, so we're going in here with the Twisted Citron, and I'm doing a light hand on that. You keep your chamois in a salt cellar, stays damp. Oh, okay, there you go. It's a nice little hack. Then I'm going to go in with my Mowed Lawn. And you might not like me mixing this at all. I understand you. I don't care, but that's something, if you're concerned about that, definitely keep that in mind. I'm going to go in with the Mowed Lawn. It's going to add, we're going to get that beautiful depth. It would be really flat if I just kept it with the Twisted Citron. So that's why I love. Already just these 2 colors is making a big difference. But you'll see, just like when I do the shadow look with the black soot, this Rustic Wilderness is really going to like make it come alive. Okay. That dark shadow right at the bottom here. You can already see it happening. And you can blend on however much you want, whatever looks good for your eye. But I do think that tips like this just kind of add this additional layer of I don't know, leveled up, goodness, practice, expertise, whatever you want to call it. So I like the way that looks. Okay. I'm going to go in with just a little bit more, and I'm going to go at the bottom here. Okay, now I'm going to kind of clean this off a little bit. Really only have to wipe it on the microfiber cloth to get the excess ink off. And then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to sort of blend all of those together, just for a nice blended look. All right, now we have our grass. I'm trying to hold it down so it doesn't look so washed out. In real life, it does not look like, it looks way more washed out on the camera. Okay, what is Salt Cellar? I got the idea from Simon Hurley. Twisted Stitch is my favorite color. Lola Wakefield, you are not alone. I think Twisted Citron is my absolute favorite color. Yep, that's so funny. Yes, Twisted Citron. It's going to give you that nice kind of light green effect. So yeah, Heidi, give it a shot. It's so fun. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of cleanup. This is a very simple card. I'm chatting along the way, but if you were just doing this by yourself, very simple, very easy, fast. Is anyone pulling out something that that's been staring at them in their craft room? Because this stencil has been, it's in my to play with pile that I have not pulled out. That's another reason why I do these lives too. It gives me an opportunity. Otherwise, I'm just all business, and who wants to just be all business? All right, so here's what's fun about oxide inks. Well, in fairness, side note, I did do it a little darker. Like look at how dramatic that is, right? So I did do a lot darker on the bottom of the thing, which I love that effect as well. This one is a lot lighter. So either way. Okay, Salvage Patina Gal. Oh yeah, Salvage Patina is pretty. Thank you, Sherry. I went all natural. So let's now talk about why one reason why oxides are so awesome. So oxides are opaque-ish. They're a hybrid between dye and pigment. And so because they're more opaque, they lay on top of the paper, which means you can layer colors on top of each other. All right. So that works out well for us, because if I want to put a sun straight in the center here, I could do so even though I already have this inked. Okay, it's not that it won't come through at all, but if you layer it up really nicely, you can get it to really be subdued. So I'm going to go same thing as my prototype. I'm going to go about here, and we're going to use fossilized amber and mustard seed for our two colors. First with the mustard seed. All right. Well, I'm cleaning this. Let me see. What ink are you using for clouds? I use Speckled Egg for clouds. Everything I'm using today is listed in the description box. If you wanted to look at the colors closer, you can click those. I don't think I have dried marigold, Heidi. I have to check that out. Is that like a lighter yellow? Because I do need a lighter yellow. Or is it deep? Because mustard seed looks light on the cover. It's not. It is not. So I do love it though. Mustard seed is probably it's my favorite yellow. A soft yellow. Okay, I need that. All right. So now we're going to go in. I'm going to start with my distress. Now, a couple things before we do that. You can always use your sun any way you want. You can go up from the sky up here. You can have it in the center like me. That's what I'm going to do. I did the side version and the inside of the card. So just to give you an idea of what that looks like. To give this a little bit of dimension, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the mustard seed here, and I'm going to layer that on pretty well. You can see it's covering up that center. Also, I'm using Bristol Smooth, so it might even be blending in a little bit of that ink, which it's not changing the color of it, so I'm okay with that. All right, and then I'm going to go into the fossilized amber, which is a little bit of a darker honey yellow, and I'm just going to go in from the sides here just to add. They're very close. In fact, they're so close right now, I'm wondering if I didn't re-ink my mustard with fossilized amber. The only reason I think I might not have done that is because I don't know if I have a re-inker for fossilized amber. They're different. but I'm just layering that up to the side here. You don't need, obviously you don't need to shade your sun. The sun doesn't get shaded. So again, let's go back to that. This isn't reality. Okay, let's see. Squeeze lemonade. Squeeze lemonade. That's the one. Did I get rid of that? Ah, thank you for telling people to thumbs up. That's so nice of you. Okay, so I'm good with that. All right, let's get that off there. Look at that sun. So that is nice and bright. I am going to add the rays because I think that's an adorable touch. So I'm going to add those. And when I add them, I'm actually going to not have them touch exactly. There's a little bit of a space between them, which I just think is fun. All right, I'm going to use the mustard seed. That's it. Squeeze lemonade. I thought surely there has to be a lighter yellow. That's the one. I need that in my stash. Okay. There we go. We have our sun rays. Isn't that cute? And if you wanted to do it all the way around, you can turn it around and do it likely. I'm making this up because I'm assuming this is what you do. But you turn it around and you do it on the other side. That's what I would assume you do. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to just do the top though. Did I already say where I got the stencil? Yes, I got this from scrapbook.com. It's called Outdoors. It right now, and hopefully they change that tomorrow. It's with the pack of SBC Fest, so hopefully it's solo soon. But other companies make them. Gina K makes one. They're obviously not exactly the same, but you can buy whatever works for you. Or as we spoke about before, you can make your own. If you have dies, cloud dies or grass dies, hill dies, you can make your own. I have one from Honeybee they don't make anymore, but it's hillside, like mountains and clouds. Okay, so moving on, the next step is going to be to make some flowers. So I have been massively neglecting my stamps. I've been using a lot of dyes lately and just making like colorful backgrounds. So it felt really good to just kind of stamp some of those smaller images from a set because I don't think they get enough love, those small images. So I pulled out, oh, before we pull out what I used, let's talk about options here. All right. So you want to look at your stash and you want to say, okay, if I want to add a flower, I mean, honestly, if you just did a sentiment on this background, that to me, that's just from one stencil, right? That to me is great. You add a sentiment, you're golden. I'm going to do a little stamping just to add some flowers, but some options. All right. So I went to my stash and I was like, well, what might work for this? I looked at my Just a Note set. This right here, I could have used and like a daisy, I believe that is, and then just drew some stems. That would be fun to add a little bee on there that you can color in, and then a big sunflower. That's fun too. Okay. I also have the sunflower sets from scrapbook.com, and this would have been really nice as well. So you see this right here, you can just kind of put a sunflower off to the side. If I did that, I would have put the sun over here more. So I kind of offsets it. But so that's another option. I love this sunflower set. And then, like I said before, making your own, I had some examples here. I had some grass. You can just cut these out of maybe some stencil paper, or someone in the chat shared about laminating it and doing it. So those are options. What I ended up settling on is the blooming sentiments. I love this one for the sentiments, quite honestly. In my example here, I chose the bloom bravely, grow graciously, and flourish fiercely. I just love that. It's just great. But then you also have things bloom wherever you are. Sending you birthday blooms, sending you strength just for you. Congrats. You make life lovely. Happy anniversary and happy wedding day. So I thought it was a really nice compilation of things. Yeah, Phyllis, that's me too. I find myself using a lot more dies. I'm happy either way I'm creating, but I just wanted to pull out some stamps. The clouds and grass scenes from Hero Arts, Susan. Yeah, that I also put in the description. There's one from Hero Arts. I think that might be what you're talking about, but the clouds are like off to the down and off to the side, which I thought were pretty cool. All right, Heidi. Heidi spent an hour doing several backgrounds. I love that. Good. Question. What material do you use to cut dies out of to make stencils? I would love to hear back from our friend who mentioned that. I forgot who it was, about laminating. You can buy stencil material on, in stores. But you can also try if you have cuttable acetate. Vellum sometimes will do well if it's like a thick vellum. And then what I did in my stencil class when we made a stencil, I used cardstock and I laminated with contact paper on one side. You could do both, but I laminated it with contact paper on one side and that die cut beautifully. So that was an option. Yeah, some people have used acetate. Okay, so I'm going to do my stamping with, I'm going to stamp my flower. Did I put my, yeah. Now I chose this particular stamp because I didn't have to color anything in. I just have my stem here, which is solid color, and I have my floral bud, which is a solid stamp as well. I just didn't want to color anything in. If you do, you can, I'm using Bristol Smooth cardstock, so you can use watercolor markers, like real brush pens, which are good. They're not too juicy. That would work well if you have to color in your image on Bristol Smooth. All right. So many good ideas. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Good shares. All right. So let's just do a little bit of stamping here. Now I chose, and I think these need to be re-inked, but I chose to use the darker green, which is the Rustic Wilderness, for my stems, and Wilted Violet for my buds. So when you're stamping with Distress Oxide, you want to make sure it's juicy and you want to really load up that stamp. Especially, I'm not using a stamp positioner. I'm old school today, so it's one and done. I might be able to restamp if I needed to, but oxides, I don't really prefer oxides for stamping on images and things like this unless I have a stamp positioner so I can do it multiple times. However, we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so I got lots of ink on there, and then I'm just going to actually just do similar placement. Oh, I do have a tip here. I'm right now stamping on my glass mat. I recommend stamping on something that has a little bit of cushion. So your grip mat, your silicone mat, something that's going to give you a little bit of that cushion underneath does help with getting your images stamped very nicely. Can we use dye inks instead of stamping? I would think so, Gwen. I think if you have a dark enough green, it's going to cover and it's going to be fine. So I have a lot of Catherine Puller dye inks and I have some Simon Hurley. I think if I had a dark enough green, yes. I'm going to stick with what I put in the supply list just in case everyone else grabbed what I'm using. But yeah, I think you can. I think if this was really dark underneath, because look at, I'm stamping on white cardstock, so you're not going to go wrong with any ink. If I was trying to stamp over something that was already colored, that might be an issue because then dye inks kind of soak into the paper and they're translucent. And so you might run into some of those issues. Great question. You always use oxides to stamp? Yeah, I don't really do. I use for techniques and ink blending. Yeah, okay. Let's go over here. Anyone learn straight down, straight up? Straight down, straight up? Before we had stamping positioners and we had to say a prayer. Hello from Ontario, Canada. Those of you just popping in. So happy you're here. I don't want to get in the way of the bud too much. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go down. Kind of messed that up. That's okay. We're going to go down further. I can hear my pups outside. They just got haircuts. I have to show you them. They just got their they went to the spa yesterday. So they're looking extra fancy. Okay, now, yes, Melinda, the wood block stamps, because you can't see anything. And then forget trying to re-stamp over that. They did have like a Stampin' Jig or something. But before that came out even, that was like, you got one and done. That's it. Oh, red rubber taught to rock. That doesn't apply to, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. I do remember that. Okay, what's the best ink to use? Just one person with one opinion, but I like to use dye inks, Catherine Pooler inks. They're juicy, and I like to use those for stamping images. But I like to use oxides for techniques, and I love pigment for sentiments. I know that's a lot of information, but that's just my Stamp-O-Majig. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go in and just add my buds. I think that's what they're called, the flowers. Let's just call them flowers. Oh, thank you, Judy. So glad you're here. Okay. I know you've never seen my hair curly before, ever. I've never gone on camera with my hair curly. That's funny. Why not? I just didn't have good products, I guess. Adia turned me on to it. All right, so I have my flowers. And if nothing else, it's just fun. This technique of just stamping simple stuff, it's fun. Didn't we all fall in love with it that way, right? It wasn't all this trying to make it look a certain way, and you just got in there and you stamped some stuff. Hi, Adia.
Hi, what you doing?
We're live.
I finished one hand.
You did? Adia's doing her nails. Come look. Let me see. Oh, they're so pretty. Very unique. Very nice. Okay.
Bye.
Adia has beautiful hair too. I love Adia's hair. Look at this.
Oh.
You should share the products. I will share the products.
I love this color.
Adia, you should bring those 2 products in. People want to see.
The hair products?
Catherine Pooler, I'm definitely trying her inks. What color should Susan Hughes. I always like to recommend here, I'll answer your question in a second. What is it?
What are you talking about?
Definitely share the products Adia turned you on to.
Okay.
Hi, Adia. They're saying hi.
Oh, I'll say hi.
Say hi. That's Adia in case you never met her. Okay, show us the nails.
Oh.
Just put your hand in there.
Oh. Okay, don't look too close.
Don't look too close. Don't look at these lines, these things she's drawing on her fingers.
Doing this. Yeah, this is
very nice. Okay, the ink is ruining it, but they're very pretty. Can you shut that?
window?
Yeah, the curtain.
Interesting.
I'm getting a weird glare.
I mean, have you ever worn your curly hair on live?
No, I just told them that. They've never seen my hair curly.
Okay.
No, it's not good enough. Bring the other side over. She asked me if it was good enough. I wasn't just saying that's not good enough.
Right.
Okay, thanks.
Right. The hair products, it's Dew, D-O-U-X.
Can I just show them the bottles? Oh, sorry to inconvenience you, my love. Is that your tips for the SAT? She did her SAT this morning. That's her reward for herself afterwards. Okay, this is the curl cream right here. D-O-U-X. And then this is the mousse, honey setting foam. Yeah. So I did a little bit of the cream and kind of raked it through my hair. And then I did the same, but I used a generous amount of the mousse.
If your hair is thicker or curlier, use more cream.
If your hair is really thick and curly, use more cream. Thank you, Adia. You should have your own channel of hair, but not until you're 18.
Oh.
Bye. Okay. Did anyone hear the sigh and the ugh? Wish those products would give my straight hair some curl. I know. No, I don't think it would make straight hair curly, but you might have more wave than you think, because if I just let my hair air dry, it does not look like this. So it does work. Not a hair tutorial, card making tutorial, but just real quick, if you wanted to try that technique, your hair has to be sopping wet when you put the product in, and then you like squeeze it and scrunch it up, and then you squeeze out the excess product with like a t-shirt, like an old t-shirt. But yeah, I know teenagers, Wanda. She's a hoot. Okay. Connie heard it. Okay. All right. Now what are we going to do? Okay, we're just going to do our sentiment. And for the sentiment, I have to get off my chair because I am using my Stampin' Positioner for that. It's too big a sentiment to not use it. Okay. She left, but I will thank her on your behalf. All right, so I got to tell you, you can use any of these sentiments, but I'm going to send out these cards, and I just love this sentiment, so I'm going to do another one. It's just such an encouraging, beautiful sentiment. Okay, Catherine Puller Ink. Did I not? Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. How do you know me so well already? Mary forgot. Squirrel. Okay, Catherine Puller Inks. Let me talk about that. I always, whenever you're going to start off with a new ink, my recommendation is always to go primary colors first, because you can mix, like if you're doing techniques, you can mix a lot of those. But what is your hue preference? She has like a spa collection, a party collection. If you have a preference of the spa is more muted, that's more my vibe, I like those, then just start with primary colors there. And if you like the bold, bright, then she has the party collection. She has a couple other collections too. That's where I would start, because you can get carried away. And I feel like you can see, if you're using techniques, you can mix up some colors and get various colors just from the primaries being yellow, blue, and red. And then, or just get one of the major primaries. So Roy G. Biv, right, from the rainbow. So that's what I would recommend when you're starting out with a new ink. Hopefully that was helpful. If you want specific colors, what my favorites are, that's a whole nother live. I just don't. I actually got rid of like half of my Catherine Puller inks, and I only kept, I think maybe 36 of them. Only. I had the whole set. And I just wasn't using them. So some other crafter got to buy them off my D-stash and use them, which makes me happy. You can't master the foam ink pads. It's a little learning curve, Heidi. I agree. Because if you just smack them in there, it gets a little messy. Versafine Claire Nocturne is fab ink for sentiments. Yep, that's my go-to for sentiments. That's what I'm using. Oh, here you go. Can you read it? Versafine Claire Nocturne. That's my favorite. It's a pigment ink. And I just think it's really, looks really good. Now, this stamping over top the oxide is muting the black a tiny bit. I don't think enough to the untrained eye. So I'm okay with it. Another thing you can do to avoid that and to get a really stark black look is to dry your panel. Make sure it's fully dry so you can test that with pouring some powder over it. Fully dry. Then you can use some anti-static powder. You can stamp it in the black ink, use some clear embossing powder over it, and then you can heat set it and you'll get that beautiful stark black on there. It's too late for me to do that now because I've already stamped it. If I were to pour embossing powder over it, it would stick to everything. I need a good black that is Copic safe. Anyone? I tried the scrapbook.com one and 10 days later, it still bleeds into the ink. Francine, my go-to for alcohol markers is Memento Tuxedo Black Ink, but I know there's a couple favorites out there. Versafine Claire Nocturne is great for watercoloring, but not for Copics or alcohol. Good question. So look at that already. Isn't that just so fun? All right, so I'm not going to do the topper. Let's do the inside of the card today. So where is my card base? Oh, here it is. This is going to be really simple to add a little bit of fun into the inside. Such a great live. I hate when lives are nothing but commercials. Oh, Sherry, do you mean commercials like ads? Because I did turn off the monetization on the live. So you shouldn't see ads. Is that what you meant? Okay, so let's do our sun. Let's see what I have, if I have any ink left in here. No, I don't. See, it's very slight. So I'm just going to pull in my mustard. My microfiber cleaning technique works really well. Once I'm done, I just clean it off on a little bit of a damp microfiber cloth, and it's great. Did I do? Yeah, I did raise. So then I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to add some rays. Oh, Sherry, I see. Yeah. When they want you to buy stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's just not that's not my thing. My whole mantra is if you've been crafting for any period of time, you probably have most of what you need and you're not using it. I know a lot of us just like love the stuff and we love to buy, and then it just sits there, and I don't want to live that life anymore. You know, I want to enjoy my products. Okay. So then I'm just going to do another sort of flat green on the inside. We're going to do the same. Let me see. I just did the 2 greens. So I did mowed lawn and the twisted citron for the inside of the card. Oh, good. No ads. All right. I'm glad that there's no ads showing up in the live. It will show up in the replay, but in the live, that can be really problematic. Thanks, Susan. All right. So we're going in with the twisted citron. So same concept. And then I'm going to switch to the mowed lawn, start from the bottom up. And this is just a 2-tone, not as dramatic as the front. Okay, we'll clean that later. There we go. Easy peasy. Yes, and if I'm ever in a live and you see ads, just tell me, because that's a mistake and I can go in and turn it off. Okay. So now we're good on the inside. Love that. I was so happy and proud of myself for doing the inside. Now we're going to put our card together. And let me see if this is sized correctly. It hangs over just a tiny bit. Adia took my fine-tipped glue for her nail art. Oh, don't put your fingers in this VersaFine Claire Nocturne because it will smudge. That needs some good drying time. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back. And the way I like to do my panels, I like to actually line them up on the left-hand side. Well, it depends on how it's closing. And then I push it down towards the fold. And so that's how I line them up. And wiggle room with liquid glue is great. Okay, Heidi, how I clean my brushes when I'm going from a darker shade to a lighter shade, if it's like the same hue, like I'm using the greens, what I do is I usually just take not necessarily the damp portion of my cloth, just like a dry portion, and I just clean it off like this. And that is enough to not cross-contaminate for me. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's how I do it. And then if I'm going from light to dark, like I said before, I don't really care about it. It's not that big a deal. It probably is contaminating a little bit, but Sherry wishes I would do one every weekend. Well, nothing in January. February I did 2. I did a live and a class, and then this month I did a live and a class. I'm going to try to do at least 2, a live on YouTube and then a class. Okay, so here we are. We're at the end. Now, this is really my most fun part. And the reason is because I think it's the small details of either texture, embellishment that really make the card just unique and special. And so I always love to look at my final card and say, what can I add to this that would be unique and add an extra layer of oomph? Because this is a 1-layer card. And so, which great for mailing. Look at that, super flat. You get a little surprise on the inside, but I can do some more. I just can't put my fingers in it. So I opted to use champagne. I accidentally put gold pops of color in the description. I'll fix that when we're done. I used the champagne on the final card. Let me show you the final card in case you came in late. So you can see the glitter on the sun rays and then the centers of the flowers. That kind of ties those colors together. It gives a nice little sparkle and a nice little texture to finish off the card. Wanda, that's so kind. Thank you. Yes, Crafty Kim. The replay will be up as soon as we're done. Just so you all know, the live chats take a few hours to populate again, but it will come on. I didn't turn that off. So I'm going to start with the sun rays when I do this. When you open your glitter glue or pops of color, you always want to like squeeze it off to the side and not over your project, because sometimes it like burps and you'll get stuff on there. So what I did Kathleen say, I use paper towel or printer paper to clean my brushes sometimes, and when use them to die cut or for an abstract. Oh, that's very good. Really good to not waste. Thanks for that idea. So on this one, I love the pops of color control that you get. You can make it thick, you can make it thin, you can do little dots. So I have not purchased any glitter glues besides pops of color since they came out. I really like them. They're my favorite. Except for, hold on, I gotta hold my breath. I love Stickles. Like diamond stickles, stardust for like ice and water, like, you know, winter cards. Now I'm going in the back of the letters, and a little bit, I want to look like the letters are sort of in front of. Adia left my door open, and now they're. Adia, sweetie, can you shut my door, hon? Thanks, love. Okay, and then I'm just going. I'm sorry if you're asking me questions in the chat. This is a very intense situation right here. Can I show the Twisted Citron? Yes. Yeah. Nothing wrong with being frugal. I have a whole series on my channel of alternative craft supplies, because this is Mary's, my own philosophy. I am not asking anyone else to agree with me, but this is just how I do it. It makes me feel good. I buy stamps, dyes, and ink from craft companies. Anything else is, where am I going to find it the cheapest? Some people like to buy all their stuff from craft companies to support them, and I think that's wonderful. For me, I have a hard time making, you know, the rationalization to buy something so expensive when I know it's not even how its intended purpose was. You know what I mean? So like, that's my own personal thing, and I try to support the craft companies in those three ways, which I do, and I have a good stash, let's just say. I'm going to go in the center, and I'm making sort of like a flower kind of motion. Let me show you up close so you can see that. So you can see I just did sort of like a cluster. Have I found my new go-to paper yet? Moon Made Craft Quest. What do you mean, like white paper? What kind of paper? Pattern paper? Have I said something about that? Because I use, what do I use? I use Accent Opaque for 100 pound for my panels, and always for my bases, sometimes for my panels. And I use Bristol Smooth when I want to do ink blending or real brush color marker coloring. And what other whites do I use? Watercolor. And I use Kanzen XL for that. Oh, thank you for the compliment on my hair. Oh, foil from leftover wrapping paper. Yes. Do you know, I have to tell you, I get most of my, here, let me just show you this and then I'll flip the camera. I do most of my, I get a lot of my ideas for like the alternative craft supplies from you all. So many. I actually have, I know, I'm going to get on it, I promise, but school's been schooling. So I have a Word document that is pages long. When anyone puts a hack, tip, trick, idea, whatever in the comments, I grab it and I put it in this Word document. And it's my one day I'm going to try these and share it with all of you. I have to do it in bite-sized pieces. So as you know, if you've been watching my channel, since January, I've put out more videos than I have previous to that in a while. So I'm trying to balance all the things. but yeah, so thank you, because you all helped me make this content with your fantastic ideas. I appreciate that. Let's see. My family's not okay. I honestly, I did a thrift store video. I don't know if you caught that. I did 2 of them actually. And that's what I want. Oh, okay, let me finish a thought. That's what I want to do for the holidays. I want to do like repurposing things for each other for Christmas, instead of buying just a bunch of stuff. And so the reason I know we have really, really good thrift stores around us. And did anyone, if you caught this, put it in the chat that you know what I'm talking about. I did in my thrift store video where I was the most recent one, where I was so disappointed because I did not purchase the wooden book holder. So like it holds your place. So like when you're reading, you open the pages, you lay it on top of this triangle, and then it has a space for your coffee and your glasses. Does anyone remember me saying that I wanted that? And I was so upset. Yep, saw that. Okay. Saw it. Okay, good. So I came home the other day and my husband was like, I got you a birthday present. My birthday's in May. I got you a birthday present, but I think you can use it now. I was like, oh, well, then it's not a birthday present. It's not just an I love you present. What is it? And it wasn't the same one. He actually saw one at the store, a different one, a little bit different, same exact concept. And he gave it to me. It was the best ever. And I was like, yes, I can use that today. So I went over my bookmark, which I have bookmarks. I've made bookmarks, but for some reason I had an old receipt holding my page. And so I just opened my book, threw the receipt away, and it's great. So yeah, that was like the best. I was like, yep, you're good. My birthday gift is good. We'll count it. So yay. So that was fun. Okay. Yeah, he's a keeper. He's a keeper. It's been 16 years. So, all right. What can I answer? Can I answer anything? We're hanging out. We're done card making, I think, for the night. At least I am. The coloring on this video is not, look at I'm so flushed, is not top tier. I think when we were messing with the camera, we hit a setting and I couldn't figure it out before we started. So, yeah, he does listen. Selective listen. I mean, it's pretty open net to say he listens, I would say. Maybe the important stuff, yes? Oh, yes, I can show the inside again. 51 years. Good gracious. Good for you. 51 years. That's awesome. Okay, the inside is, yeah, see how it's like totally washing this out. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Or I'll just put it down here. You see the little circle? I'm going to put my finger in this glitter glue if I just keep messing with it. Let me show you my prototype. The same thing. Yeah, okay. Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you so much for saying the card was great. Okay, good. Let's see, off topic. I found out I love paper doll stamps and using them in cards. Have you seen any good ones? Oh, I have to go check that out now. Phil is 53 years. This is incredible. I'm going to check out those paper doll stamps. I have not. Another one, 53 years. Oh, my measly little 16 years. Is nothing. Do I use separate brushes for oxides? Do you worry about contaminating other inks? Okay. Well, so I have an unconventional answer for that. I try to keep them separate, but then I forget and then I just don't care. So you're going to hear from the experts who made the ink and I would follow their advice. And I'm pretty sure they say not to cross-contaminate. So that's what I would recommend based on their recommendation. So, but I just don't. I've been doing it. I clean them with a little damp microfiber cloth and I don't notice anything. So, but that's just me, but follow their recommendations. Oh, yay. So lovely to spend time with you. So many married years, decades. This is amazing. I love that you're all sharing that. 45, 41, 48, 41. Oh my gosh. Yes, I did make it big. Yes. 28. Wow. Okay. Now I feel like a newlywed. It's not. It hasn't been I'm not a newlywed. The 16 years is nothing to sneeze at. I love this. That's great. Okay. Before you go, if you haven't signed up and you want to with us for class, I'm going to put March's class registration in the chat. We'd love to have you. It's pay what you can as low as $1.50. We're going to be doing some unique coloring techniques, which means you won't need your markers. And the reason I did that is because I don't know if you feel the same as me, but I have a lot of line stamps that I just look at them and say, ugh, I don't feel like coloring. And so I'm going to be sharing, I have 6 total ideas that you're going to get in your download, but then we're going to do 3 of them in class. So that's going to be really fun. Do I use pattern paper very often? I don't, yes, I mean, not very often. I do use it. I have the paper pads from scrapbook.com and they're right behind me here. See them? And so I like to have a small collection. I don't want to keep a million pieces of paper, but I don't use them all the time. I try to, though. We're going to be using them in class on Saturday, though, for a technique. Yay, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Okay, did I put the link in there? No, I'm like, yeah, I did. Okay, good. Let's see, did I miss it? There are books by our smallest adorable kids. Okay, question. What black ink do you use to stamp with when coloring with hoo-hoos? Oh, Memento Tuxedo black ink. That's my go-to, but a lot of people have other recommendations. So I like the Memento Tuxedo black ink for alcohol marker coloring. I actually did on my channel, if you search on my channel, what's the best black ink for alcohol markers? And I tested like 10 or something. So that was fun. But that one came out the winner. Okay, let's see. What day in May is your birthday? Mine's May 29th. Oh, May 14th. Yay. Okay, did I miss any questions? What else? What else can I tell you before you take off? If you're taking off now, thank you for joining us. Oh, I do want to, if you're on my email list, I don't know if I'll send out a post wrap up. I don't know if I'll send a post wrap up email here, but this right here is, this will close Sunday, the all access pass for 50% off. I opened that back up by popular demand. So that is open till Monday. If you wanted to grab that, it's 10 classes from last year and you get all the replays and bonus material and everything there. May 4th, may the 4th be with you. Yeah, you get that a lot, I'm sure. Yay. So glad you're coming. Okay, very good. Why do I feel like there's something else I needed to tell you? If you missed the announcement at the beginning, Creative Comm is coming back. So our next session, I'm working on that in between schooling and juggling life and things. So I'm hoping to bring that back within the next couple months. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so if you missed that, look out for that. If you want to join my email list, go to my website and grab any of the free things that you see. You'll get something and you'll get added to the list instead of just adding to the list. So you can check that out, marypolancodesigns.com. Okay, glue press question. Have you tried the We Are Makers glue press? How does it compare with my Petunia? If I remember correctly, last time I was shopping, I saw that. And I haven't tried it, so I can't answer this question, but I'm thinking about it. And I do know that there's a store on Amazon that sells something very, very similar. So I'd love to hear what other people think of the glue press from We Are Makers. It was just a very similar concept. And I imagine that it works really well because I did have a viewer tell me about the one from Amazon and that they love it. And it was like $10, I think. So this isn't helpful for you right now in discussion, but I think I know what you're talking about. And it's probably very similar in the sense that you're going to take away the tension on your glue with that We Are Makers and the other one. So it's going to be useful because the tension's kind of going to be, I'm not an engineer, but somehow this right here makes it so that you don't have to press real hard on your bottle. It looks cumbersome. I think, Wanda, I would have to agree with you on that. If I have to like load the glue, like you have to be careful about how you're doing it, follow the directions, or else it's going to be a hot mess. Maybe I can do a class using pattern paper. That's a great idea. I love that. So this class on Saturday is unique coloring. April's class theme has been determined. I did change the date though to the 19th. If you go to my website, marypolancodesigns.com, go to classes, you'll see the schedule there, and it's updated. April's class is going to be Mastering Clean and Simple, not something I've done before. And so I have some incredible ideas. It's going to be almost like we're going to make a lot, because you're going to be like, these are so easy, but they're so pretty. So I have some really great ideas for that. Hi, Mama. Cool vid. Is that my daughter? Is that my daughter? Yes. Okay. Thanks, babe. Definitely overpriced, but feels good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing, Wanda. All right. I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you. My husband and I are going to make some sandwiches downstairs for dinner, and homemade pizza last night, and it was top tier. Like, we have not made pizza that good in a very long time. Oh, there's this new sauce. Look at, you're all gonna be like, well, tell me, Mary, what's the sauce? So good. It's got like a spice to it. I'm sorry. Next time I come live, I'll share the sauce with you, but it's just so good. All right, off topic. No sushi today, Sue. That's only for our Saturday classes that we have at 12 o'clock. And then once we're done with it. So next Saturday, we'll be getting sushi after. That's our tradition. We need recipes. I know. I'm going to turn into like a hair tutorial / pizza cooking and crafting. This is what I wanted to tell you. Okay, I really wanted to share this with somebody because I don't have any close crafty friends around me. I am going to start doing something that I have never done before, and that is art journaling. I realized in my studies on creativity and the connection to how important it is for our mental health, and I don't want to get off a tangent, but that I'm not doing enough of it, of just creating. I'm feeling like there has to be an end project in mind, that there has to be, something that kind of tethers me to productive. And so I picked up this one and the large book. And I've been watching and getting inspired by a lot of Pinterest ideas and shorts and things. And I'm so excited to start doing that. Oh, good. Other journalers in here. So should I share the process? I mean, that part won't be a problem because I'll just hit record and just go. I don't mind sharing. But I just want to kind of free flow and use my products and try some of the sprays I have in the embossing paste. And so I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be so fun. This is a great journal to start with. They really take a lot. Thank you. That's good. I did a little bit of review research on that, and that's what I heard. So really excited about that. When will I be sharing the art journaling? Okay, so you do want me to share. Will I be sharing? I think I will. I think it would be sort of like another arm to the channel of like, remember I used to do the coloring chats where I would pick a topic and then just color along. And I mean, I think I'd rather do something like that, talking about wellness and things, rather than me like sticking to a strict, this is what I'm doing next, and I'm using that here, and I'm using this there. I don't know that I need to do that because you can watch what I'm doing. So yeah, I think, okay, so there's some interest in sharing. Yeah, okay. Katie Pertietz. Okay, got it. Oh, good. Okay, I feel very encouraged. Thank you. I don't know what they're going to look like, but I really don't care. I really don't care. I think it's going to be fun to play with those products and just, have a good time with it. So I love Vicky's videos. She's probably the one I watch the most, and just her, they're so pretty. So yeah. Okay, that's all I have for you. Now we can go. Thanks for listening. Hit me up via email if you ever need anything, mary@marypolancodesigns.com. You can also reach me through my website, through the contact. If there's anything I can help answer. If you did sign up for class, or you're trying to sign up for class and you're getting the spinning wheel, be sure to clear your cache, spelled like cachet, so that it will read. I don't know, there's something going on with this system, or just give it a little bit. Hopefully they clear it out and fix it. But yes, that's it. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I hope you got inspired. I hope you had fun chatting with us. I will see you all next Saturday. If you're joining, everything's in the description box below. If you didn't get the link, join us. It's pay what you can, as low as $1.50. If you're curious, you don't know what we're doing in there, you can come in, watch, you can bring whatever you want to craft with, or you can follow along. I have all the instructions and all the supplies and everything that you would need. And we will see you then. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.